Please be seated. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Pritzker School of Molecular Engineering Diploma and Hooding Ceremony at the University of Chicago's 540th Convocation. Today we celebrate our Master of Engineering, Master of Science in Engineering, and Doctor of Philosophy graduates from summer 2025, autumn 2025, winter 2026, and summer 2026. And spring 2026, as well as anticipated Doctor of Philosophy graduates from summer 2026. Congratulations. To all the family, friends, and faculty and staff who have supported them, thank you. This convocation celebrates the hard work, achievements, and new opportunities for our graduates, and is an important and exciting milestone for all of us. I continue to be inspired by the talent and purpose that defines the UChicago PME community. Every day, our faculty, students, and staff are creating solutions that will define the next era of technological and societal progress. We are designing bioelectronic devices that integrate seamlessly with the human body. We are pioneering new materials for energy storage and leading bold advances in bioengineering and immunoengineering to improve human health. In quantum science, we're laying the foundation for technologies that will change how we compute, communicate, and secure information. These breakthroughs do more than push the boundaries of knowledge. They address challenges that impact our economy, our national security, and our daily lives. And they're made possible by an extraordinary ecosystem of support at UChicago. UChicago's commitment to research, our alumni, our visionary donors, industry partners, federal investments in the scientific enterprise, and of course, support from friends, family, peers, mentors, and advisors. Our graduates, you, are the product of a unique vision of engineering research and education. You've trained in interdisciplinary collaborative environments. You've worked across sectors, from industry to the national labs. You've learned to ask bold questions, to seek rigorous answers, and to move across boundaries in the service of discovery. As you graduate, I hope you carry with you not just knowledge, but purpose. The challenges ahead are real, but so is your ability to shape the world for the better. Everyone in this room, and many beyond, are rooting for your success. Congratulations again. And now it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Walter E. Massey. Dr. Massey's life and career embody the very ideals we celebrate at the University of Chicago: intellectual curiosity, fearless leadership, interdisciplinary discovery, and a deep commitment to expanding opportunity for others. Over the course of a remarkable career spanning science, higher education, public service, business, and the arts, Dr. Massey has helped shape some of the nation's most important institutions. He has served as director of the National Science Foundation, director of Argonne National Lab, chairman of Bank of America during one of the most challenging periods in modern financial history, president of Morehouse College, president of the School of the Art Institute of Chicago, and senior advisor to the president and emeritus trustee of the University of Chicago. His connection to the University of Chicago runs deep. Dr. Massey served as vice president for research at the university, was a professor of physics here, and played a pivotal role in strengthening the partnership between the university and Argonne National Laboratory. Throughout his career, he has championed the idea that universities, national laboratories, industry, and government must work together to solve society's greatest challenges. As a physicist, Dr. Massey helped advance the study of quantum liquids and solids. As director of the National Science Foundation, he helped secure support for the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, or LIGO, which was the groundbreaking project that ultimately confirmed Einstein's prediction of gravitational waves and led to the 2017 Nobel Prize in Physics. But perhaps even more importantly than his extraordinary list of accomplishments is the way Dr. Massey has used his influence. Throughout his life, he has been a tireless advocate for mentorship, educational access, and expanding pathways into science and engineering for underrepresented students. He has often spoken about the transformative mentors who believed in him as a young student from Mississippi, and he has spent decades paying that gift forward for future generations. Today's graduates are entering a world that urgently needs leaders who can cross boundaries between disciplines, between sectors, and between people. Dr. Massey's career reminds us that innovation is not only about discovery, it is about service, courage, imagination, and creating opportunities for others to thrive. With that, please join me in welcoming one of our nation's most distinguished scientific and educational leaders, Dr. Walter E. Massey.
Well, thank you very much, Dean Mason. And good afternoon, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this morning's ceremony, those of you who participated. I have to say, I really enjoy convocations. They are some of the few occasions, the few events where everybody's happy and upbeat. Right? Maybe weddings, but sometimes people are angry at weddings. So I want to extend my thanks to the trustees, the faculty, and to offer a warm welcome to the parents, partners, and families who have joined us today to celebrate their loved ones. You should be very proud of their accomplishments. And most importantly, to the graduating students, congratulations to all of you. I know it's been a long and difficult road. Some of us have trod that road before, but you have made it. I want to extend a special thanks to Dean Nadya Mason and her team for inviting me to give this convocation address. You're only the 9th class, right, to graduate from this remarkable program. And I feel extremely honored because I have very special feelings about the molecular engineering program since I was here at its birth, and more about that a little later. Well, I was here, had the opportunity, I should say, a few weeks ago to speak with some of you about your plans and your background. And I was so pleased to see and speak with such a talented and diverse cohort of student engineers stepping into the world and joining the school's already impressive ranks of alumni. So today I'd like to share with you some of my experiences, and in particular to talk about the unique history of PME and why its formation was such a landmark event for the University of Chicago. I also want to talk a bit about the special nature of the collaborative and entrepreneurial spirit that I see among you, and the importance of being guided by your values. PME represents the culmination of years of vision and planning. And my own involvement began with bringing molecular engineering to the University of Chicago, began very early, around 2007, when then President Bob Zimmer and then Provost Tom Rosenbaum, now president of Caltech, asked me to chair a trustee task force on strategic science planning for the university. Although he had only been president for just over a year, Bob put forward some very bold initiatives designed to propel and sustain the university for the future. And one of them was something new called molecular engineering. Molecular engineering? What was that? And what did we know about it? At that time, the idea of engineering of any kind at the University of Chicago was suspect, if not sheer heresy. Now, Bob had a good grasp of the university's strengths and shortcomings. And he could see that although the university was very strong in the basic sciences, that the lack of an engineering program was going to be of detriment if UChicago was to remain competitive among its peers at the forefront of scientific and medical research. Under the leadership of Professor Steve Seibener, who chaired a faculty committee in parallel with the trustee task force that I chaired, we discovered that we knew more than we realized about what molecular engineering could be, and that it had the potential to form a uniquely University of Chicago approach to the field of engineering. One of Bob Zimmer's particular strengths, and he had many, was his ability to identify and attract the very best people to come to the University of Chicago. And when Bob convinced Matt Terrell to join us as the inaugural head of the Institute of Molecular Engineering, or IME then, we really took off. Matt has said that even he was surprised at how easy it was to recruit some of the best scientists and engineers in the country to join him in growing this entity from an idea into an enterprise. And now Dean Mason has solidified these efforts as we move forward. Creating an innovative, interdisciplinary, and entrepreneurial ecosystem where the outcomes of the research are expected to have applicable results is not an easy undertaking. Early on in my career, I experienced some of the barriers to promoting this kind of research activity. In 1992, when I was director of the National Science Foundation, I appointed a commission comprising leaders of industry and science to deliberate on the future of the NSF. In their report, the commission stressed that while the NSF should continue to rely on proposals from the scientific community to guide its research funding, bottoms-up approach, the commission also believed that the NSF itself should look for issues that might impact the national well-being, such as climate change, early on, high-speed computation, and STEM education. Another key finding of the report was that science and engineering could and should contribute more fully to the nation's economic well-being. And in order to achieve this, we needed to build strong linkages between research and education and enhance partnerships between academic research, industry, and government. I know that this doesn't sound controversial to you here because these things are now common. But let me tell you, this caused a minor uproar throughout the academic and scientific community. Many of our colleagues in the sciences, in particular the physics community in particular, were highly critical of the report and of me personally. They saw it as an overreach by the bureaucracy in Washington, an attempt to shift the NSF's focus away from individual research towards large-scale semi-commercial ventures. The idea of the NSF supporting science with the goal of economic or commercial benefit was highly controversial. But we could see even then that the boundaries between basic and applied science were already becoming more permeable, and that a more collaborative approach with stronger focus on multidisciplinarity was necessary to tackle broad, complex problems. When it came time to establish the molecular engineering program here at the University of Chicago, things had changed nationally. And there had been a shift in this way of thinking on campus also. Bob Zimmer, with the aid of key faculty, was able to persuade the faculty senate and the board of trustees that this was a necessary step for the future of the university. He achieved the impossible. He brought engineering to the University of Chicago. When I look now at this cohort of scientists, engineers, with your emphasis on application, on interdisciplinary collaboration, it is amazing how far we have come. And it is immensely gratifying that the University of Chicago is playing such a central and seminal role in this arena for the benefit of both science and the nation. Of course, I'm telling you nothing that you do not already know, for you are the vanguard of a new generation of scientists and engineers, or engineering scientists. You appreciate that many, if not most, of the complex, fundamental questions and problems in nature can only be understood and mastered by using tools and insights that come from multiple disciplines. I'm often asked why I became a physicist, a theoretical physicist. What drove you to pursue such a challenging and somewhat rare pursuit? People have asked. Well, I didn't set out to be a physicist by any means. When I arrived on the campus of Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia, in 1954, straight out of the 10th grade from Royal Street High School in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, my goal was to be a jazz musician. Well, that's right, jazz musician. I played the alto saxophone, and I expected to be, if not the next jazz superstar, at least a working musician. Well, that didn't pan out. So I decided to go into physics instead. That's a logical step, right? Seemed logical at the time. It worked out. At Morehouse College, I was the sole physics major in my class. And so my junior and senior year classes were like Oxford tutorials. It was just me and my professor, Dr. Sabinus Hobart Christensen, Chris we called him. Chris and I engaged in a direct dialogue in our class. I learned a great deal from him, and I was well prepared when I went off to graduate school. But it was not the kind of environment that taught you how to collaborate with others. My first year in graduate school at Washington University in St. Louis, I took a class in number theory. I can't recall why on earth I did that, but I did. And because I didn't know anyone else in the class, I tried to do it all by myself. When we took our initial exam, I was the first to finish. I have this down. I left the room feeling very proud of myself. A few days later, I found out that I had earned a 9, not a 9 out of 10, a 9 out of 100. And that experience taught me the importance of having someone to bounce your ideas off of, someone to challenge you, of having a back and forth with your peers. And it is a lesson that has remained with me throughout my academic and professional life. Do collaborate. When I look at the truly impressive collaborative work taking place at PME, I can see the realization of the original vision of the University of Chicago, outlined in its motto, Crescat Scientia Vita Excolator. Let knowledge grow from more to more, and so be human life enriched. You are not only in collaboration with each other, but with those who came before you and those who follow you. Your shared discoveries, which transcend the disciplines, are expanding the boundaries of knowledge and helping to forge new pathways and research that future generations of scientists and engineers will build on. While doing this, you are also developing ideas, technologies, and innovations that more broadly benefit society. Your reasons for choosing to study PME vary substantially from my conversations, but all of you, I'm sure, are driven by a deep curiosity to understand how this physical universe we live in unfolds around us. Of course, many of you are driven by a strong entrepreneurial spirit, but I was also pleased that many of you want to pursue careers that allow you to give back to society. Admirable. One last admonition, and that is the importance of ethics and integrity in all we do. When we were first advocating for the federal government to allow universities to take ownership of their intellectual property and for faculty to develop their research for financial gain back in the early 80s, one of the primary objections was that this would ultimately corrupt the universities, that the pursuit of knowledge for intellectual advancement would be overridden by financial goals. These concerns were not unwarranted, and this is something that we need to be mindful of as opportunities for financial gain from research become more plentiful. And I hope that all of you, students in particular, will keep in mind, well in mind, that science is built on integrity and honesty. The entire academic research enterprise will be in danger of collapse if these fundamental principles of honesty and integrity are not embedded in everything we do as members of this profession, or I should say this calling. In our society right now, we are seeing a growing distrust of scientific research and its applications. We see this every day with anxiety about artificial intelligence, pharmaceutical research of various kinds, and the unfortunate exposure of fraud in some research publications. In many ways, these are not new concerns, but they are disproportionately magnified in today's discourse. Conducting ourselves with integrity, transparency, and honesty in both our research and our entrepreneurial activities will be central to help restore the public's faith in science and engineering. So I encourage you to remain true to the values that you have learned here in your time at the University of Chicago, to value diverse perspectives, to champion free and open inquiry, to embrace curiosity and the pursuit of knowledge, and to be rigorous in your investigation and analysis, and to always think about the ethics and impact of your work and how it may benefit humanity. If you allow these values to guide you, to be your beacon during times of uncertainty, they will never lead you astray. Being bold and resilient are two assets you have already demonstrated, whether you know it or not. Continue to do so. Also, please come back and share your achievements with future students and remain committed to the university and to the bold program which you have helped to create as students. Class of 2026, congratulations once again. I wish you the very best of success, health, and happiness. I look forward to hearing about your accomplishments, seeing your ambitions come to fruition, and the benefits they will yield for our society. Thank you, and best wishes.
Thank you, Dr. Massey, for those really insightful and very relevant comments. Really appreciated. Now, as we celebrate the accomplishments of those who are graduating, we also celebrate members of our community for their accomplishments. It is my great pleasure to first introduce Dr. Shreyesh Patel, recipient of the PME Faculty Award for Outstanding Teaching and Mentoring. Please. This award is especially meaningful because it's based solely on nominations from students, both those in Dr. Patel's own research group and from students across our broader PME community. Their words reflect extraordinary appreciation for Dr. Patel's commitment to student-centered mentorship, rigorous teaching, and inclusive leadership. As an associate professor of molecular engineering at PME and director of the Center for Organic Battery Innovation, Dr. Patel has distinguished himself through his thoughtful guidance, open dialogue, and encouragement of curiosity and resilience. He creates a learning environment rooted in trust, empathy, and intellectual vibrancy, helping students find success, purpose, and belonging on their academic journeys. His many honors and recognitions underscore both his impact as a researcher and his dedication as a mentor. By nurturing scholarly distinction and a spirit of community, Dr. Patel consistently shapes and strengthens our PME culture. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Shreyesh Patel. Okay. Nope. Next, we have two awards recognizing our graduate students for their accomplishments. For the first award, I invite Professor Andrew Ferguson, Vice Dean for Education and Outreach, to present the award.
Thank you, Nadia. So it's an immense honor to recognize Dr. Reginaldo Juan Gomez Neto as the first recipient of the PME Distinguished Dissertation Award. Reginaldo, known to many as Reggie, is celebrated for his field-defining contributions to electrochemistry, particularly in the area of CO2 conversion. His dissertation reframed fundamental assumptions, demonstrating the active role the electrolyte plays in governing CO2 speciation, ion pairing, and overall system reactivity. By designing and controlling the activity of water within these systems, Reggie enabled more selective, stable, and scalable approaches to electrocatalysis, converting scientific challenges into opportunities for sustainable impact. Reggie's scholarly excellence is matched by his creativity and his leadership, as seen in an innovative, stepwise dissertation that not only produced high-impact results, but also reshaped how the field approaches system-level problems. His intellectual rigor and vision have inspired peers and faculty, earning international acclaim through major publications, competitive awards, and broad recognition for both research and mentorship. Reggie consistently provided guidance and support to students and colleagues across PME and fostered a culture of safety and excellence in his research group. He stands out not only as a scholar, but as a mentor and leader who embodies the ideals of this award. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Reginaldo Juan Gomez Neto.
Very much. Very well. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ferguson. Next, I invite Dean David Taylor to present our last award.
Thank you, Dean Mason. It's a true honor to recognize Dr. Carlos Medina Jimenez as the inaugural recipient of the PME Outstanding Service Award for doctoral students. Carlos is a model of dedication, both in his scientific pursuits and in his extraordinary commitment to advancing STEM education, outreach, and community within PME and beyond. Throughout his doctoral studies, Carlos has distinguished himself as a leader and mentor, inspiring students and colleagues alike through his efforts to make complex material accessible and to foster curiosity, inclusion, and real-world impact. His service is celebrated not just for its breadth, but for its depth. From mentoring fellow students and supporting their academic journeys, to engaging local communities and nurturing the next generation of scientists and engineers. Multiple nominations attested to Carlos's remarkable devotion and leadership, describing him as a true pillar of the PME community. As Carlos embarks on his next chapter, we thank him for his research accomplishments and, just as importantly, for the lasting legacy of service, mentorship, and inspiration he leaves behind. Please join me in congratulating Carlos Medina Jimenez.
Thank you, Dean Taylor. Now it is my pleasure to invite Andrew Ferguson, Vice Dean for Education Outreach, to the podium. Vice Dean Ferguson will proceed to read the names of our graduates.
Thank you, Dean Mason. I now invite Master of Engineering Program Director, Dr. Terry Johnson, to step forward to award the diplomas to Master of Engineering and Master of Science in Engineering graduates. The students I now present have attained scholarly distinction in advanced studies. On behalf of the faculty of the Pritzker School of Molecular Engineering, I have the honor to present the academic year 2025-2026 recipients of the degree of Master of Engineering in Molecular Engineering as conferred by the Board of Trustees. Marcos Ricardo Acero Bleichak. Caitlin S. Adams. Luke Thomas Andresen. Saul Robert Atwood. Neil Bansell. Simon Boris Botball. Monica Cherry Bradford. Alexander Jessen Bradshaw. Weishen Chung. Theophilus Cockrell. Sulagna Hazarika. Dianlong Kang. Ayman Hassan Khan. Rahul Kandawal. Rutna Varshith Kulachanla. Nicole Marie Leek. Caitlin Marie McGrath. Yusuf Yahya Mitchell. Amir Hussein Muqtadir. Noah Ariel Morris. Megan O'Grins. Jared Porter. Christopher Max Scarver Jr. Benjamin D. Taubman. Yushin Wang. Melinda Zhu. Yiling Zhou. Angela Mara Zernich.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations. The students I now present have attained scholarly distinction in advanced studies. On behalf of the faculty of the Pritzker School of Molecular Engineering, I have the honor to present the academic year 2025-2026 recipients of the degree of Master of Science in Molecular Engineering as conferred by the Board of Trustees. Liela Marie Clark. Raihan Febrianto. Gabriela Stanisława Filipowicz. Maria Lally. Mateen Mohebi. Sihao Wang. On behalf of the faculty of the Pritzker School of Molecular Engineering, I now have the honor to present the academic year 2025-2026 recipient of the degree of Master of Science in Quantum Science and Engineering as conferred by the Board of Trustees. Samuel Scott Taylor.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Congratulations to all of our master's graduates, and thank you to Dr. Johnson. So we'll now move to the PhD presentation. On behalf of the faculty of the Pritzker School of Molecular Engineering, I have the honor to present the academic year 2025-2026 recipients of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy as conferred by the Board of Trustees. The students I now present have attained scholarly distinction in advanced studies and have prepared a dissertation which contributes to knowledge in a particular field of research. I now present the recipients of the Doctor of Philosophy in Molecular Engineering. Diplomas will be presented by the student's advisor or the advisor's proxy. I start by inviting Professor Chibueze Amanchukwu to hood and present the diploma to his advisee. Hannah Fazik. Dissertation, investigating water and organic electrolytes for CORR to ethylene and methane. Degree Conferral Quarter, summer 2026. It still counts. Thank you, Professor Amanchukwu. I now invite Professor Junhong Chen to hood and present the diploma to his advisee. Wen Zhuang. Dissertation, Molecular Engineering of Remote Gate Field Effect Transistor Sensors for Ion Monitoring in Water. Degree Conferral Quarter, winter 2026. Thank you, Professor Chen. I now invite Dr. Seth Darling to hoot and present the diploma to his advisee. Yining Liu. Dissertation, Tuning Ion Transport in Phyllosilicate Membranes for Selective Lithium Extraction from Water. Degree Conferral Quarter, summer 2026. Thank you, Professor Darling.
I invite Professors Esser Khan and Professor Andrew Ferguson to hood and present diploma to their advisee. Yifeng Teng. Dissertation, AI-driven design of small molecules for enhanced and precise innate immune modulation. Deferral quarter, spring 2026. Thank you, Professor Esser-Khan and Professor Ferguson.
Thank you, Dean Mason, for the pinch hitting. I invite Professor Jun Huang to hood and present the diploma to his advisee. Ertung Thang. Dissertation, Understanding and Enhancing CAR T-cell Therapies by Integrating Clinical Stage Cell Analysis with Functional Modulation. Degree conferral quarter, spring 2026. Other way.
Oh, yeah.
We got there. Thank you, Professor Huang. And I invite Professor Mark Maimie to hood and present the diploma to his advisee. Joshua Glazier. Dissertation, Mining Microbial Transcriptomes to Engineer Novel Cell-Based Biosensors in Gut-Resident Bacteria. Degree conferral quarter, spring 2026. Thank you, Professor Maimie. I now invite Professor Catherine Nagler to hood and present the diploma to her advisee. Edward Ionescu. Dissertation, An Engineered Clostridial Mini Consortium Modulates Intestinal Inflammation. Degree conferral quarter, summer 2026. Thank you, Professor Nagler. I now invite Professor Paul Neely to hood and present the diploma to Professor Juan de Pablo's advisee on his behalf. Gasun. Dissertation, Multiscale Molecular Modeling and AI-Accelerated Discovery of Polymeric Materials for Sustainability. Degree conferral quarter, autumn 2025. Thank you, Professor Neely. I invite Professor Eduardo Perozzo to hood and present the diploma to his advisee. Jun Tong. Dissertation, Molecular Basis of Activation and Inactivation in Gating in hERG Cardiac K+ Channels. Degree conferral quarter, spring 2026. Thank you, Professor Perozzo. I now invite Professor Stuart Rowan to hold and present the diploma to his advisee. Elena Guimare. Dissertation, Study of Dynamic Liquid Crystal Elastomers as Soft Trainable Materials. Degree conferral quarter, autumn 2025. Thank you, Professor Rowan. I now invite Professor Tobin Sosnick to hood and present the diploma to his advisee. Yi-Hyung Woo. Dissertation, Modeling Sequence-Defined Charged Biopolymers, RNA Folding, Polyamphelite Necklaces, and Coacervation. Degree conferral quarter, winter 2026. You already have one. Thank you, Professor Sosnick. I invite Professor Si-Hong Wang to hoot and present the diploma to his advisee. Xinyu Wai. Dissertation, Material and Device Design Strategies for Suppressing the Foreign Body Response Against Implantable Electronics. Degree Conferral Quarter, Summer 2026. Thank you, Professor Wang. I now invite Dean Mason to hoot and present the diplomas to Professor Nicolas Chevrier's advisees on his behalf. Katerina Marie Sharononis. Dissertation, Synthetic Biology Approaches for Recording Diffusible Cell-Cell Communications. Degree Conferral Quarter, Winter 2026. Madison Kylie Plaster. Dissertation, Mapping the Colitis Body Axis uncovers an inter-organ mechanism protecting against liver injury. Degree Conferral Quarter, Autumn 2025. Dean Mason will now hoot and present the diplomas to Professor Xuan He's advisee on his behalf. Chengwei Zhu. Dissertation, Cell-Free RNA Modifications as Biomarkers and Mediators of Immune Evasion. Degree Conferral Quarter, Spring 2026.
Thank you.
Dean Mason will now hoot and present the diplomas to Professor Jeffrey Hubbell's advisee on his behalf. Rayun Montoya. Dissertation, Engineering Chemical Analogues to Bispecific Antibody Engagers for Cancer Immunotherapy. Degree Conferral Quarter, Autumn 2025. Dean Mason will now hoot and present the diplomas to Matthew Terrell's advisee on his behalf. Carlos Joaquin Medina Jimenez. Dissertation, Ion-Specific Effects on Phase Separation of Polyelectrolytes and Polyswitter Ions. Degree Conferral Quarter, Winter 2026. Thank you, Dean Mason. I now present recipients of the Doctor of Philosophy in Quantum Science and Engineering. Diplomas will be presented by the student's advisor or the advisor's proxy. I invite Professor Supratik Guha to hoot and present the diploma to his advisees. Zella Arisa Dui. Dissertation, Direct Right Gas Phase Deposition of Thin Films. Degree Conferral Quarter, Autumn 2025. Connor Patrick Horn. Dissertation, A Materials Engineering Approach to Enable Controlled Spalling for Material Agnostic Layer Transfer. Degree Conferral Quarter, Autumn 2025. Thank you, Professor Guha. I now invite Professor Liang Jiang to hoot and present the diploma to his advisee. Yat Wong. Dissertation, Local Operations for Entangled States in Quantum Systems, Transfer, Tomography, and Manipulation. Degree Conferral Quarter, Autumn 2025. Thank you, Professor Jiang. I now invite Dean Mason to hood and present the diploma to Professor Peter Littlewood's advisee on his behalf. Xiu Yuan Huang. Dissertation, Phase Transition, Scaling Behavior and Emergent Pattern Formation at Critical Exceptional Points in Driven Dissipative U1 Systems. Degree Conferral Quarter, Summer 2026. Thank you, Dean Mason, and I now turn the podium back to you.
Thank you, Vice Dean Ferguson. And before I end the program, I want to heartily congratulate our graduates and wish them well as they embark on this new chapter of their lives. Let's give them all another round of applause, please. To our graduates, your university graduation is a unique and important milestone in your life. I hope, as I know so do your professors, that you will remain connected to PME, that you will come back to share with us both your challenges and your successes, and to support future students who stand where you are now. The best is yet to come. We look forward to hearing about your many triumphs. Congratulations. This concludes the formal part of the UChicago Pritzker School of Molecular Engineering Spring 2026 Diploma and Hooding Ceremony. Please join us shortly for a reception in the adjacent space. Thank you. Faculty and graduates, please rise.